Hello friends, welcome to Intuites.
Let's begin the class.
And my screen also is visible,
Yes.
correct? So let's take an example. Yesterday we discussed about the functions, right? So let's some examples of function. Let's take some examples and we'll take it forward. Example of function. So let's take, we want to write a program to take input as string and count the number of uppercase and lowercase letters in that. Okay. So what is the question here I'm asking? Suppose I'm giving a string called my name, right? So something like this. So here I have 1 and 2. These are the two uppercase, and these are all lowercase letters, right? So my output should be uppercase should be 2 and lowercase should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Whichever string you given, it will calculate the uppercase letter, how many are there on this string and how many lowercase letters are on this string. Okay, so this is your question. Now let's put your thoughts here. How you will do it? If this is a question being asked to you, it's a simple thought. How you will start?
Yeah, by using uppercase, lowercase method, we can get the number of uppercase, count of uppercase and lowercase.
That's good. Okay, but how you need to create a function out of this first? How to create
Yes.
the function here?
In for loop,
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, for item I,
So first of all, let's create a function. Okay,
okay.
just any name. I'm saying count letters. Okay. Then how many parameters it will take? It will take only one parameter, right? That is my string s. Okay, that is fine.
Okay.
Now we need to count. Everybody is there. I'm getting full silent meeting.
Yeah, we are.
Now we want to calculate how many uppercase letters are there and how many lowercase letters are. So take two variables. Let's initialize this to 0. U equals to 0 and L equals to 2. Start from uppercase and L equals start. Because I need to loop through, then finally I need to keep the counter. Now let's do the for loop here. Okay, for loop. What I will do on the for loop, guys? Answer the question, guys. For loop, what we will do here?
For
Inside the for
I
loop.
in S
Yes, good.
colon.
Then, so now
Use
what will happen? Everybody just will let me know what will happen on this line.
it will
Nine.
iterate.
It read all the characters, right?
Yes.
Each and every character, whatever you passed on the S. Okay.
S.
Then what I will do here?
You have to count using count function.
But before to count, we need to check, right? Whether that
If
is a
If
uppercase or.
if yes dot, yeah, upper of, if
I dot upper,
Mhm.
then
So here, if you check, if I
I dot
dot, what I
upper,
will do? Upper.
I dot
upper
Upper
of
is.
yes,
Upper.
yes,
Uppercase.
Have you guys used it really, or is simply saying that?
I is upper. If I dot is upper,
This upper is not coming, right?
no. Since we are doing each character, should it be checked with character?
I don't know why the is upper is not working, but let's go through this. This is the function only.
Okay.
Is upper. Yeah. So now I will say u, because which u is a counter for the uppercase, right? So I will say u plus equals to 1. So each and every time it will be plus 1. Whenever there is upper, it will be plus 1. Okay. Now what I will do? Elif. Elif I will take I is
Lower.
lower. Okay. So that time I will use L plus equals to 1. Right? That's it. Return U,
U comma
comma,
L.
L. Let's see that any error is there on the function. So your function got successfully achieved it. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you can just run through that. You can pass on like take a print statement or something like that, or you can take a function from the input. Okay. Then you can use that. That makes sense. Now it is very simple, right? You can do that.
Mm.
Don't you think so? You can just need to run this. But I will tell you another different approach this time for the function calling. Okay. So let's first take an example. So I'm saying example underscore string equals to, let's take my country. So this is my string. All right. So this is my example I'm thinking of. Now we need to calculate from this string how many are upper and how many are lower. Okay. So when I'm calling this function, it is returning how many characters? How many variables? 1 second.
2 variable.
2 variables. Yeah. Just give me a second. Okay. So the function is returning 2 variables, right? So I can give here, when I'm calling the function, I will say u or any variable. Okay. Doesn't matter. U comma L equals to, I can count underscore letters, and inside that I can pass example underscore string. So what will happen in this case is, when this function got run, okay, so the count letters function we have, now we are passing example underscore string underscore string contain this string. Now this will go to the and assign to S. So S holds I love my country, and based on your logic, it will check is upper, is lower, everything, and return U and L. So 2 counter will be come up. That we are capturing here from the function. This could be any other variable. I'm just keeping just like a sync. That's what I'm giving here. So this is also one other way to call the function and assign the variable, multiple variables. Does that make sense? Okay. Now I can print. So I can say count of uppercase. So I can do like this as well. Okay. So this is another way to print also. This will be a string and this is the variable. So it will print on the uppercase letter equals to u. So u holds the number of counts like 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever may be. Okay. This is another way to print. Let's see. Now count of lowercase letter is L. Okay. Done. Any questions up to here?
No.
Are you good? Everybody is good on this?
Yes.
Samir, I have a question.
Go ahead.
The line number 17, right? You are saying u comma L equal to count letter. You mean
Correct.
say two variable, two letter, two different
No,
words?
no, actually my function is returning 2 values out of
Yeah,
this.
yeah, that
That,
function I can understand. That's why, but you are passing ul equal to count,
yeah,
the count
correct,
string, the function. That's
correct. Yeah.
that's why I'm little confused on that line number 17 only.
This UL you can put it A, B also. Doesn't matter if you want to
Oh, you
confuse
mean
the
this is
things.
like two input, two things you are passing because you are returning the two variables, two outputs. So that's the reason you are passing two
Yeah,
variables. That
correct.
right?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
got it. Okay, thanks. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, assigning that value to A and B, right? That is what I
Yes,
understand.
So
Yeah, okay.
whatever you are returning from this function,
Call function. Yeah.
yeah, that I am assigning to A and B.
A
That's
and
what
B.
it's all
Yeah.
about. So now you can see this. This count of upper letter is 3 and count of lower letter is 11. Okay, done. We are good on this. And no questions, right? Hopefully. Okay. Okay. Let's do another. This I want you to try. You know factorial number. What do you mean by factorial functions? What is factorial? Can somebody tell me? I think these
I
are
think
all.
it's 0, 1, 2, 3. Like we have to add first two numbers and we will get the output of third number. Like that it goes on.
If I give 5, what will the factorial of 5?
Next number will be 9.
No, factorial is 1
Mm,
and 5. What are the factors of 5 is factorial.
5 means
5
5 into 4 into 3 into
into
2 into 1.
okay.
So this is the factorial of a 5. Okay.
Okay.
So till this one. So if you give 6, same. 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So that's the amount. Alright. So
Okay.
this is called the
Yes.
factorial. Okay. So we need to write a factorial here. So two things we need to consider here. So how you will do it? Anyway, you need to go through the loop only. So first condition is if number is less than 0, you should not consider that as a factorial. Okay. First condition is the input number should be greater than 0. Okay. You should not consider the number. Okay. Second condition is if let's take the number is 0, suppose input number is 0 or 1. Let's say somebody has entered 0 or 1, then return 1 only. Else the normal logic. Else suppose somebody is given, else suppose somebody has entered 5, and it will be 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. This will be logic. Right? Can we try this with the function? Can somebody try this? Or you want me to try? Be frank on this. You want me to try? Okay, let's do that. So let's take a function called def, and I'm giving a number called factorial. So it will take a number only, right, as an input. Then what do we need to check first? If the number is less than 0. It's my first condition, right? So I will say print. What should I print here? If number is less than 0.
It's negative number or we don't need to continue.
Hmm.
It's a negative number or we don't need to continue.
So we need to print or return. I'm writing print and nobody is saying anything. Writing inside the function, right? Function always return something. Return is enter positive number. Okay. Now if number, sorry, num equals to 0. How to write the or here? Yes,
a line.
or no,
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry.
and an or is like this. Then I will return 1.
Return.
Right? This is the logic. So if it's 0 or 1, then return 1 only. Else, on the last part, else. I can take another elif also, but it's not required. So I will take a counter here. Counter equals to 1. Then I need to take a for loop here. For I in range. Range, you remember? Range function. What is the use of range function?
Used to print the range of values.
Mhm. So here I want to take a loop from, because already we consider the number 1 value. Okay. So I need to take, I will start from the 2, and whatever the number I have given, till that I want to run the loop. So I can take a range, right? Is that making sense to you guys? What a
Yes.
logic I'm planning to put up here.
Yes.
So that's what I am using the range function. Range function is like, if we given some values, it will create that range, the number, right? So I will say 2. It will start from 2, comma, whatever the number I have given, num plus 1,
Plus one.
till that, because you know the index still goes on till n minus 1, right? So that's why I'm giving num plus 1. All right. So if you given here input while running the function, if you given 5, then it will go from 2 to 6. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will consider 4 index, right? It is making sense.
Yes.
Okay. Now what I need to do here, I'll say the counter C into equals to I. That's it. So whatever the value I have, I just into multiply. C equals to C into I. So I will start from 2, which is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. So it will just multiply into that. Correct?
Yes.
Just try and understand what I'm trying to do it here. Okay? Please. Return C. That's it. We are done with the logic. Let's first compile this. I should not have any error here. So yeah, it's done. Any logic, any thoughts, any doubt you have on this 15 lines of codes, do let me know. No, right?
No.
Okay. Now let's run this. So I will take an input from the console. What I need to do for that? In the sense, I need to enter the value 5, 6, 7 while running the function. What should I do for that?
You should say take a number, input a number,
Input, right? We need to take the
then
input function. Correct? Yeah.
num is equals int of
Yeah.
input, enter a number.
Yeah. Why you will take int here?
Because else it will take as a string.
Correct. Absolutely. So I am taking a number here. Enter a number. This is my first input I am taking while running the function. Okay. Now what I need to do for this? Now I need to call the function, right? So I will take another, just like what I did in the last time. I will take a variable here, f equals to factorial of number. So whatever the value it will store in the f. So this is what? This is the function which you define. And inside that the number. So what will happen? Suppose you enter 5 here. So this will hold by the 5. It will go to 5. It will check the first condition. It is not less than 0. It will not 0, not 1. Then it will consider this part. So c equals to 1. Just right. I'm just looping through one statement here. So I have entered 5. So my loop will run here till 2 to 6. Right? Because the num I have given 5. So I have given the enter number as 5 here. Correct? So 2 to 6. Now in this what will happen? The first time when the loop will run, it will say 1 into 2 because the 2 is there first number. So C is already 1, right? 1 equals to 1 into 2. Then whatever the value will be, 1 to 2 to 3, 4, 5. This loop will continue till it reaches the last index. Yes? Are you good on this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now I will tell you another way to print it. So you know the F string, right? How you are printing the F string. That you are cover up. You know that, right?
Yes.
You remember the F string. Another way also we can sometime we can get it in some of the code that I will tell you how. Okay. So the print I will say the factorial just like the customized uh, formatting. Okay. So I will say factorial of. So first I want to give my number, right? So whichever number in I have given input that I need to output. So what will be the output? Like the factorial of 5 is 120. Okay. So how many inputs, how many outputs you have? Normally in F string also we are doing in a flower bracket, right? Like this. This is my first uh, output, like the factorial of 5. Okay. Is another flower bracket. I'm saying this is your the variable, and after this normally how you write the F string, guys? Here you need to put the F,
F
then you
before the
yeah, inside, yeah, and inside that you need to put the variable names,
variable
these two
name.
braces, right? Another way to write, you can put two curly braces, so it represents the, it is asking that you should pass some variable into that. So how you will do passed on now? After that, after the double quotes, you can use the format function. Okay, and in the format function we need to pass two variables. So first is my number which I am printing, like this. This is the variable which holds the
Input
exact number, right? And
yeah.
what is the output number? Output number is
C.
F. F.
Oh
Because
yeah.
when
F
you
F.
call it,
Yeah. F.
when you calling this function holds by F only, right? Yeah, that's it. This is also one other way you can represent your data. You can use any of the things, F string and using the format also. That is fine. All right. Whichever you are comfortable more, you can do that. Both of the things are okay. I just explain you because you should not be confused that what is this all about. All right. Now let's run this. It is asking me a number. Let's give me 0. Let's give a 0 here. Okay. Factorial of 0 is 1. All right. Because when it is 0 or 1, it will return 1 only. Let's run one more time. It is giving, let's say, -2. So saying that please enter a positive number. Okay. Now again run it. This time let's take the 5. The factorial of 5 is 120. Got it? Make sense?
Yeah, Samir.
Mm.
If I want to print a result on a result with function, we can use the print statement. If I want to print the statement, we can use if statement. We can't
Yeah.
use the print statement, yeah, to print the statement, right?
Where you want to print it? But
Yeah, as a output, like this one, the factorial of us. So we have to use the if statement here, right?
this last line we are talking about 18th number
Yes.
line.
Yes.
What exactly you want to do here?
No. What's the difference between if and print? Because by
Nothing.
using print also we can nothing, right? We can.
No difference. You can write this statement is in a different this way also. The F string,
Okay.
the factorial of number is F. This is also will give you the same output.
Okay, then which situation we have to use a function?
Nothing. It's your choice.
Yeah, okay, Samir, I got it. So both are same.
Some
There is no difference.
Yeah, go ahead.
Samir, without using the F string also you can use, right? The
Huh.
same
Without
the
also
same
you can
output
use.
we'll get it. Yeah,
Yeah,
we can
just
say
like
like the factorial of comma
yeah,
the
yeah,
number.
yeah. Correct.
Okay, and then
Like this.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, like that.
exactly.
Okay, F string is
Yeah.
not required under it is not a mandatory. You can
Not a
write it as a
mandatory.
normal.
Correct. Because why I'm showing you it is because when you enter to a real-time code, you will get few variations. So you should not be get confused that what exactly this is being used. Yeah, that's what.
Okay. So for this factorial number, right, without using a for loop also we can do
Mm.
that. We have other way to do also, right? It's a for loop is
Yes.
not a so in
Yes. Yes.
that you can call it out a recursive function, right? The function itself function kind of stuff. Are you going
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
cover that too?
Yes. I will cover up recursion when I'm after the
Yeah.
oops
Okay.
concept. I'll follow the recursion. Yes. We can do that.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay. The
That's
same
correct.
thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. So there are different variations of the print. Whichever is suitable you just do it. Okay. All right. Make sense?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, got
Okay.
it, Samir.
There
Thank you.
is
Yeah.
there is
Yeah.
no hard and
Uh,
fast rule that you need to use that and all. Okay. Hmm.
uh,
Yeah, go
Samir,
ahead.
one more
Anybody?
thing, right?
Yeah.
Can you share this all the pf.py files also?
Ha, I can file because this is on my system only. I'll do that.
Okay, today, like okay, from the day one, right? What are the things we created, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Sample code,
Okay.
right? So that will be
Yeah.
easy along
Sure,
with
sure.
the
No.
transcript. Sure. Thanks.
Okay. Okay. No problem. I will do that. Okay. Let's consider a few things. You understand now. I will give some other examples to try it out using the function and other concept also. Okay. Now let's understand one more what you call little bit on the advanced side of the functions. Let's discuss about the let's sorry let's discuss this. So I'm saying another function we'll discuss called map function. Okay, map. So there is a map function is there in Python. These are little bit on the intermediate of the Pythons. Okay, so it is little, it's not the basic, but slightly advanced. Not advanced exactly, but it's between that intermediate level. So what is the map function is used? This is a way, I'm taking a formal definition from the Python side only. This is a way to apply a function to all items in an iterator. Okay. By seeing the definition, sometimes it is very hard to understand. Okay. So now, what is the syntax? I need to use the map. I'll say the function, comma, iterable. So this is the syntax of your map function. So this is the syntax. So let's try to understand with an example what exactly it is all about. Okay. So I'm taking a very simple function, then I will see what exactly it's all about. Okay. So let's take, I will say def. I'm creating a function here. Uh, let's take currency converter. Okay. And I'm passing on as a number to this. And my return is very simple. Return, I will say dollar. I'm just prefix with a dollar, and whatever I'm giving, I will convert it to string. Why I am converting it to string? Because since this part is is a string, right? So if I directly put number here, it will not work because number is an integer. We'll pass on as integer. So that's why I'm converting this into a string default, so that it will give me the output like this. Very simple function. It's very simple. Okay. Now the point is why the map function will be used. Let me run the map. I don't have any error here. So now let's take, instead of passing on this number individual, let's take a list. And there I have different price that I want to convert at one go to all the into dollars. Hmm? So let's say I have a price underscore list. Are you following me? What exactly I'm doing here up to now?
Yes.
Now I'm taking a list here. So let's take 120, 456, then suppose 189, then 245. So there are a couple of price items are there, and each item I want to convert it into, by calling this function, I want to convert it to dollar. So if I ask you this question normally, how you will do it? Leave it about the map function. You don't know the map function, but without that, how you will do it? Each item on the list should be converted into dollar by calling the currency converter function. How you will do it? Will you
Use a
able to do this? Uh-huh. Go ahead.
using a for statement, a for loop.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Exactly. That is the one. Correct only you are. So I can say for P in price list. Yeah. Then inside that I need to run the function.
run the
Run and I will part P. That's it. I can do that. Okay. Makes sense, right?
yeah.
This I'm not doing it because you know this, right? Everybody can do it with the for loop, this part, or at least you can try it out one more time as well. All right. What happened, guys? So silent today. Things can be silent. You know what is the two meaning of the silence? Either you understand everything, either three things. Either you are not practicing, not following from the previous class, or you're not able to understand. What is this 3 point? Which is that out of this? Nothing, right? Okay. So instead of doing the loop through, right, there are some intermediate functions just like the map, okay, which can be apply a function to all item in a iterators. So instead of writing for loop all these things, I can directly print something like the map. There is a function called map. Okay, then I inside the map I will write my function, that is my currency converter. Okay, not like the comma, just like this. Remove this comma, my price list. So what will happen when you run this exactly? This function is being used as per the definition also. Apply to a function to all item in it. So this function will be applied to all item in the iterable. In this case, the iterable is the price list. Just like whatever you did in the for loop by looping through all the items inside the list, same it will happen. It will take all the item on the price list and it will call the currency converter. But still, it will not give the output. But let's see that. So now let me run this. It will give you a map object. It will not give you the output yet. Up to now, it is clear, guys, what I'm trying to do here at least.
Yes.
Okay. So instead of writing 3-4 lines of code, I'm writing the same code in one line. That is called the map. Okay. But when I'm using the map function, it is saying that it is giving me a some like the memory code or something it is giving me. So to get the output of the map, you need to convert this whole into a list. Just like you remember the zip function in dictionary. What is the use of the zip function in dictionary, guys? Why it is being used?
It is used to combine two iterables
Okay.
and
So and
take out values and
right.
convert it
So
into
this,
tuples.
so but if you directly use the zip, you will not get the output, right? Unless until you are converting to a list or a tuple, right? Then only you'll
Yes.
get the output. The same case for the map also. So here I need to convert it into a list. Okay, then you will get the output completely. See, it is everything is converted to dollar, right? That makes sense. See, one line makes your life easy without writing the for loop. Okay.
When will I know that I have to be using map function when I'm given a problem?
Yeah, whenever there is a loop structure is there, try to convert it to map. You can try it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, so you mean to say like a previous example also you converted into map,
Yeah, we can try
the
it out. This
factorial?
part. Yeah, this one. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
that
try
part.
this. Yes, yes, you can try this. But just try and understand. You are inside the function, this part, and map is what? Map is a function. Apply a function to all the items in iterables. So function is there already, not inside the function. Function is there. Function is defining some logic, and you have a list, iterables, either form of a list, dictionary, or tuple. And that item you want to loop through each and every item inside the function. Then we will use the map.
So when
Map
we are
is not a
calling
loop.
a
Map,
function,
yes. Map is not a loop. Map is a function which will loop all the items in the iterable by calling the function. That's what we are doing. There is no confusion here. It should not be there is no confusion here, at least. Got it?
you mean
Are
to
you
say
getting the
that,
point?
Sami, you
Mm-hmm.
mean to say that
Mm-hmm.
when we are calling a function in the iterable, when
Correct.
we are calling a function in a for loop, that is when we
Right.
use map.
Correct. Absolutely
Okay.
correct.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So this is about a map example. I will give you some questions on this to try it out. Now let's discuss another important topic, which is nowadays is very important. That is called the lambda function in Lambda, lambda in Python. Okay, you will get, there will be some questions also will come from the lambda in interview. So actually lambda is a single line function. Okay, single line anonymous function. What is anonymous function means? When you are defining the function, right, you are using either def keyword and you are giving a function name, then the argument, then defining the logic, everything in a multiple lines. Okay, but the lambda is something like it's a single line, and it's an anonymous function. This lambda function is very much helpful when you learn the pandas. Okay, because in pandas, in a single line only, I want to do some transformation of the data without writing the bunch of code on the def function and all these things, right? I'll add a single line, I will just change the logic immediately in a 1 second. So that's why the lambda is very much useful when you learn the pandas. That we will do it in our course. But when you use the pandas, that there is the huge use of your lambda functions. Okay, but how to use that? You will be get surprised that this could be happen. These things can happen in Python as I'll tell you. So the syntax is we need to use a keyword called lambda, lambda. Then it will take some arguments. Okay, then with the column, the expression. Okay, that's it. So let's understand with an example. So I will take a print statement here. I will take lambda. Okay, then we'll take a argument called x, then colon x to the power of, okay, x to the power of, then I will say inside that I will give the parameter called 3. I think this should like this x. 1 second. Yeah. So I'm printing like this. So print, this is your lambda function with a x, and what will happen to the x? X will be to the power of 2, and my input is 3 here. Single line. Okay. Now if I print this, it will give you the output as 3:3:9, right? Single line of very much helpful. Just I'm giving a simple example now, but when you learn the pandas, this example, this lambda function will be very much helpful, very much helpful. Okay, one thing we can't do here, understand this part? Any questions up to here at least now? But one thing we can't do in lambda is called, let me print this one more time. So like this, suppose you are giving. So we're taking a x and we are multiplying to the power 2 and multiplying to the power 3. Multiple arguments is or multiple expression is not allowed in lambda. Multiple expression is not allowed. Okay. Whereas we can do one more thing as well. So I will take print. Let's take up the lambda. Take another function here. Lambda. Okay, then I will take x as an input and I will say multiply x into y. Okay, then I will say I can give a condition here. I can say if let's take y is less than 5, else x divided by y. Then I can give two parameters here, 6 comma 5. Let's where is the problem? Just give me a second. Yeah, this is my lambda function execution. This is my input. Those things all should work. Let me just stick through. Okay, one second. Then I will put it in the print. First, see this through. So it is saying that okay, that is, this should be like this. One second. Let me write the statement one more time. Then I will let you know. Just a minute. So we're saying lambda x. Yeah. So what we are doing here? Just give me a second. Yeah. So lambda x comma y. Then saying x into y. Then suppose if y is greater than 5, else x divided by y. Okay. Yeah. That's it. Now I'm giving input as 6 comma 5. That's it. This is the statement I'm giving. I'm taking this to inside the print. Okay. Now if you run this, you will get 1.2. So first output is the power. Here, what exactly we are taking here? See, the lambda is taking two parameters, two argument x into x comma y, and it will multiply x into y. What is the condition? If y is greater than 5, then it will be x into y, else x divided by y. So we are giving 6 and 5, right? And output is giving me 1 point. Making sense? Is that making sense? All these things?
Yes.
Are you good here? At least two statements. Any questions up to here?
Yeah, Samir, this lambda
Hmm.
used only for integer like numbers expression like into x plus 2. We can use the string operations here.
I can do that, but the lambda most used in, and that's what I'm saying, lambda the most used in pandas only. The pandas is being used for your data transformation. So we'll see through that, though when I started the pandas, data manipulation, data transformation, all these things when you are doing it, that time these functions are very much helpful, and most probably the lambda functions. Okay, and it is a
Yeah,
single line function. Okay, without any function name, nothing. It start with the lambda. That's it. Okay,
yeah,
and giving
Samir.
an
Yeah,
mhm,
map also it's like single line
yeah,
function, right? So what's the difference?
both are different, right? Map is used for iterables, right? Use of
Okay.
map is different. Use of lambda is different. Lambda, you are defining some logic, and based on that, it giving the output. Map is, it will loop through the item and it will just give you the output. So both are different.
Okay. Can we use that lambda in loop?
I'll go through that. Yes, I'm giving an
Okay.
example, another one where you can use the map and lambda both. Okay, just
Okay,
give me a second.
Samir. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's take an example of, now you understand the map, what is being used over a map and what is lambda. So let's understand a concept that is being used, the map and lambda both. Okay. So let's take, I have a price as a list. Okay. So let's take 120, 345 and 567. And I have a variable called exchange rate or rate. Okay. Equals to, let's take 0.85. And I want to multiply each item of the price list to 0.85. Normally, if I ask you how we will do it here in this case,
Using for loop.
using for that, we can do that, right?
Yes.
Okay, but I'm not doing through this because this is the
We are
function
going
we
to
are
use
doing for
map.
the map and
Mm.
lambda both. Okay, so I
Yes.
will say converted. I'm taking a variable converted equals to, I'll say map. Okay, inside that I need to define the logic, right? So I will take lambda. Lambda, take input as x, and what we will do here in this case is give me a second, guys. Yeah. So this is lambda, then it will do x into rate. Okay, whatever the x is there into the rate. Okay, then comma price. Price is my list, and I will print. This is little bit. It will take some time to write. Okay, but once you have a familiar with this is quite easy. Don't worry. Okay, in the first go, it will take some time to understand as well. It is coming right, 120.0293. 481. Why 293 is coming here? 567 I'm giving into 0.85. Is the correct data?
Yes, 120 into 0.85 is 102.
1 or 2 only, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So here, how you are doing it. So the map function will take two parameters, right? The first parameter is what? Normally it is take the function. Then the iterables, correct? Two items. So here, instead of writing a separate function, I'll use the function called lambda, where it is taking one input in x and it is multiply into x into rate. So whatever the rate I have here, the variable that will come. That's the logic we have defined directly on this. If you not do this, then you need to create a separate function called def conversion. Then you will take the all the loops item, multiply it, then you can call that function here as well. So instead of writing that 4 5 codes, I can use the lambda function to use the logic. And last one is the price, which is nothing but a list. That makes sense. Is it okay to understand?
Yes.
uh, just go through multiple times on this one, the map, the lambda converse, and combination of map and lambda. If you know this will be a good thing for you. Okay, if you want to skip it, yes, you can skip it, but I will suggest don't skip it. Try 2 3 times more, you'll understand this. Okay, no problem on this. All right, any questions up to here? Do you have any questions?
No.
Samir,
No.
Okay, go ahead.
in place of price, we are giving it as a list.
Mm-hmm.
What if I have something else, like a tuple or a dictionary I have? Can I use map?
You can just play around this. Suppose let's convert it to a tuple. So now this is a tuple, right?
Yeah.
Now let's do that. Still will give you the output. So this
Okay.
part is a iterables. It could be list.
Anything.
It could be, yeah. It could be iterables list. Even on the like normal iterable, which are the iterable data types, everything can be passed to the map. Yeah. So why you will be using all this? To reduce the number of writing of the codes. Okay. So what I will suggest here, you can ask me that whether I will not use the function using the def function, like a def function, and inside the logic I am writing everything that I will not use. That will be definitely in use. The only thing is this will be helpful that instead of writing multiple lines of code, everything, if the logic is very simple, right? Here we are just doing exchange into rate, the price into rate. So why to write all the 4 lines and calling all these things? Let's use the lambda and map function. So if you ask me that everything would be converted into for whatever I'm doing on the for loop or Can I convert in map? No, it's not that one. So these are all the supportive things, and this will be enhance your code to use it. So that all things will be there. Along with that, you can use this all. Okay, that making sense to everybody?
Yeah, Samir. For
Hmm.
our main advantage for Lambda and map is the fast execution. Like, yeah, it's time.
It's not like the faster execution. The number of codes getting reduced for a simple logic. Otherwise, here what would happen is for this part we need to write a separate function
Yes.
by looping through all the items, and instead of the map, I need to loop call that function. So two functions I need to define. So here in this
Okay.
case, everything can be done in a one line. As the logic is very simple. If the logic is more complex, Lambda will not helpful to you. This Lambda is single liner function, right? How you can write multiple like different complex logic in a single line? That's not possible.
Yes.
Got the point? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
got it, Samir. Thank you.
it. Okay, so that's it. Now the last part which I am planning to discuss is today at least is called another important topic in Python is called the comprehensions. Comprehensions. So formal definition from the Python is called this can generate sequence from other sequence. What does it mean? We'll see. So suppose I have a list. So understand this price underscore list. I have a list. Let's understand this. These are all, let's take in dollar. I'm not giving a dollar sign, but understand that these are all in the dollars. List in dollars. Now I want to convert it. I have a rate. Let's say I have exchange rate here. So point, let's say 76. And I want to create a, let's take right now the exchange rate for the India is 0.76. I do understand. So INR list. So let's create a blank list here. So this I want to convert and I want to put it here. If you normally go through how you will do it here, I want to take each and every item, multiply by zero point 0.7 and I want to update this list. How you will do it?
Using a for loop, then
For
using
loop.
an append statement, and then print it.
Correct.
Append
Exactly.
function.
Yeah. This is part is clear. I'm not touching that. So the next part is this is a modernized nowadays the people are using the modernized version of this. How they are doing is instead of writing the for loop and all, they are saying that INR list equals to they are putting a bracket here. Okay. They are saying here let's take price into rate or price list into rate. Let me write okay for price in price underscore list. If this works, I think so. Okay, then I say print INR underscore list. Okay, so it is doing something like the price into rate. Rate is already a variable, so it is taking a loop for price in the price list. So it will take each and every item on the price and it will multiply into the rate and it will just update it to the INR list. Okay, so this is called your list comprehension. Just a modified or the modernized version of writing the codes. Okay. Any questions on the fourth line? Do let me know if you have any questions. Are you
Samir,
good on this?
would you
Hmm.
explain it once more? Price
Sure.
into rate. Why
Yeah.
we put there
So this price is rate. You understand? Rate is a variable here.
variable?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So and this price is a variable which is getting looped through for price in price list. Normally for loop will write like that, right?
Yeah,
The for
iterative.
price,
Yeah.
yeah, iterate. So it is going to iteratable and price. So now this price we are taking is so first time it will loop through 120, 234, and 456, and we are multiplying with the rate and giving and directly assigning to the INR list. That's what we are doing. Make sense?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, this is just a modernized version of writing the for loop. Instead of writing the older way, also you can do that. Like for price in price list, then price into rate, then INR list dot append, then that item. That we can do that. 4 lines of codes. So instead of writing all this, we can do like this as well. This is called the comprehensions. There is a list comprehension, there is a dictionary comprehensions, both are there. So whenever I'm looking to the list, when I'm looking to the dictionary, everything I can do it. All right, it is making sense.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Today class little bit I know there will be little confusions will be there, but this you have a weekend. I will give some assignment and go through this video at least 2 times. Okay, so that you can understand the concept of map function, lambda, then the comprehensions. Got it? So this includes your fundamentals of your Python basics. Okay, everybody should know these basics to work on different. From the next week classes, I will start the OOPS concept, class and object concept on the Python. That is really required. So we will understand that. Then I will discuss about the data structures, the linked list, all these things. Then we finally will go to the pandas and numpy to finish up your Python journey. All right, that makes sense.
Yes.
And why I'm focusing more on the icon, more time I focus on the SQL, and now I'm more focused on the Python because these two are the basics. If you know these two in and out, they can use data engineering world is very much easy for you. Okay, so you should practice more on that. All right. On that note, I'm done for today.